くぞ。Genocide Kata!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to test the Fighting Idol card set versus the KS set. We're going to see just how much of a difference there is between these two card sets, but before we dive any more into that, I just want to remind everybody that in this super mission, this is the last day for the Melee super mission, so make sure you do all of your events, make sure you acquire all of your resources before this ends. Now let's jump into Championship, and this is where we can really test how much damage these characters can actually do, because their imprints won't be applied. Nothing's going to be applied except for their regular core effects and then the card effects as well. As far as, and we're going to be testing with Athena, who I think is a really great choice for this. Now the thing about the Fighting Idol set is that it increases attack equal to 50% of defense, and then a 30% chance to deal additional damage equal to 180% of defense upon landing an active skill. And you would think, and we're about to find out, that that is a massive increase to damage. That you would think this is going to be much better than the KS set. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's why we're going to test this today. But then you get the decreased damage received by 60% if the defense type fighter's HP is 20% or less on no cooldown. So just in that, just for PvP or even in survivability, like you're playing in a game mode where you need extra survivability for a defensive character, this is a massive set, because you're always going to have this decreased damage received by 60% when you're below 20% HP. This would be a massive set just for that, just to increase your survivability. So for PvP, it's definitely going to be the best defensive set for your defensive characters, unless maybe the Leah set might be better. You're just gonna have to test that on certain characters to see whether or not that's what you should do. But is it better for, like, just damage wise? That's what I really want to know, because when I look at this, I think, oh yeah. I mean, each one of these cards gives 7% increased defense. You're getting 20% extra defense, and then you get this increased attack equal to 50% of defense. I mean, that's just massive. That is massive. But I just want to answer the question, is it really that much better than the KS set as far as how much damage you deal? And when you play with Athena, generally when you're trying to do the most damage possible, you want to start with this first skill first. And the reason being is because it does give you this increased attack by 46% of defense for 8 seconds when using the skill. And then you also deal starlight damage immediately. And another reason why that's so important is in her core, whenever you do deal starlight damage, deals additional damage equal to 100% of attack upon landing a critical hit on Starlight. So if you do a critical hit when you have Starlight damage applied, you're going to get this extra increase 100% of attack, which is massive. Athena really is. I mean, this isn't a review of Athena, but she really is an insane character. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just actually going to slap on the KS set. So let's find us the KS set here. There we go. Let's slap that on. The same 3 Ps, nothing's different, you know, skill level 30, level 30. Well, not skill level, but level 30, level 30. And the KS set just gives you this increased attack equal to 45% of defense and obtain 10% additional attack for 30 seconds, and then it grants super armor for 5 seconds when you're tagging in. So obviously when you're tagging in and you're making sure your skills don't get interrupted, this is going to be a better card set. And then of course each card offers increased defense by 7%, the same as the Fighting Idol set. So that's what we're going to find out. We're going to see which one of these sets is actually better as far as dealing damage. So we're going to do this a few times. Now, she does reset her first skill when, well, she has a 70% chance to reset her first skill from doing the second skill. So we're going to start with the first skill to give us that increased attack equal to defense, right? We'll start with it, do the third skill, then the second skill, and then the first skill again. Now let's look at how much damage we do. So 1,072,000. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 1,072,000, right? And we're going to try it again. Okay, good. And there we go. Now let's see what we get. Okay, that time we got 1,128,000. All right. So a massive difference in the second run, right? We're going to try it again. Okay. And let's see what we get now. So 1,120,000. So the highest damage we dealt was 128,000. Now, let's see how much damage our default finisher does. And then the Starlight's going to apply. So 285,000 for the default. And now we're just going to go ahead and run through our skills. We're just going to build up the PG here. Don't ask me why I hit the Awaken skill. Okay, now we're going to let all that finish. We're going to let the Starlight finish. And then we're going to hit the 3 PG. All right, let's hit the 3 PG and see how much damage we do. $379,000. Okay. Now let's go ahead and equip the Fighting Idol set and see what we do. And I'm actually really curious about this myself. Which one of these sets is really going to do more damage? Because you definitely would think the Fighting Idol is going to do more damage. And if so, by how much? I went ahead and put some presets in here to save some time. Now our first skill resetted all 3 of those times. I don't know why I clicked on the card. The first set resetted every single time from using the second skill. So let's try it again. So we'll start with the first skill. Now let's see how much damage we do here. 1,189,000. Okay, so we're already seeing more damage. We'll try it again. We'll back up. We'll see if the first skill resets again. Okay, good. Let's see what we do here. 1,155,000. All right. And we'll try it one more time. Hopefully that first skill resets again, because again, it's a 70% chance. Awesome. So 1 million, holy crap, 1,200,000, around 200,000 guys. It was a little bit more than 200,000, but 1,200,000. So we can definitely see that this set is doing more damage. You know, the highest amount of damage we did with the KS set was 1,128,000, and with this set we did 1,200,000, which is 72,000 more damage just in one full rotation. And over a time period, that will make a pretty big difference. Now let's go ahead and hit our default and see what happens here. And remember, with the past default, we hit 285,000. With this default, we're hitting 296,000. So a little bit more damage with the default here. We're just going to go ahead and run through our skills. Build up our PG to 5 PG like we did with the last run there. Okay. Waiting. So let's hit our 3 PG and see what we do. And 391,000. So the Fighting Idol set is definitely doing more damage. With the 3 PG from the KS set, we did 379,000, and we did 391,000 with this set. I mean, there's always going to be some variables and a little RNG as to whether or not she's doing critical hits on Starlight. Although when you're doing your 3 PG, there was no Starlight applied either time, so that's pretty consistent. So it is doing more set, and it's a little bit better, right? Is it a lot better? Well, over time, it's definitely going to be a lot better, and definitely having that decreased damage received by 60% is massive for PvP, and really for PvE content. If you're trying to keep your character alive, that's damn powerful. That's very powerful. So, I mean, it is a better set, but should you pull for it? Should you actually go for the set? Well, I mean, that's completely up to you. I can't tell you whether or not you should pull for it. It really depends on where you're at in the game and what game modes you prioritize. When it comes to PvE, I do think it still would be a better set than the KS set because you still will have more survivability because of the decreased damage received. And remember, it only applies to defensive characters. And you will do more damage. You know, if you're doing a fight for 5 minutes, like in the Immortal Dungeons, or you're doing a fight in the Guild Raid, over time, it will make a difference on how much damage you'll actually do. So let me know how you're feeling about this damage comparison between the KS set and the Fighting Idol set. And as always, let me know what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.